have actually practiced French kissing on a stuffed animal before.
And did it work? Hi friends, this is William Kane, and this tape, believe it or not, is going to teach you how to French kiss. Yes, simply by sitting back at home and watching what's on your screen, you will learn how to use your tongue and be a passionate, exciting, romantic kisser. So let's begin.
A French kiss is something I don't get very often. It's a very nice way of showing your affection to somebody, grabbing hold of them, opening your mouth, and really having it's more of a passionate kiss than just a small little peck.
A lot of young people are curious about the French kiss. They want to know what it is and how you do it. They ask me questions like, do you really need to use your tongue during a French kiss? Well, of course the answer is yes. Let me demonstrate how you do a French kiss on my able assistant, Bridget Fontaine.
People, wait for me!
A French kiss is heaven on earth.
A French kiss is when you're kissing someone and you use your tongue.
To me, a French kiss is one of the best ways to get to know somebody. It's very intimate, very personality-driven.
Well, a French kiss is when you touch tongues with your kissing partner, and there are a lot of different ways to do it, but when I'm on a first date, I like to imagine what the person's tongue feels like. I like to think about what it would feel like inside my mouth.
Folks, here are some step-by-step instructions for a French kiss. Number 1, begin with a regular lip kiss. Number 2, you open your mouth slightly while doing the kiss. And 3, you move your tongue forward into your partner's mouth. Now, because it's difficult to show the inside of a mouth, I am personally going to go inside a mouth and show you exactly how the tongues move.
Ow! Yeah. Now, after you touch tongues, your next step is to move your tongues around, and you can play. And a good thing to do is to go around and around and around in a rotating motion, so that you knock your partner's tongue around, you go. And you playfully, gently, you playfully with your partner's tongue. You play with your partner's tongue. You play. You try to have fun with your partner's tongue. You try to enjoy it, and you try to enjoy the inside of their mouth. All the fun you can have in a rotating motion, and that's that thing. You try to get a rotating motion going, and that's basically how to do a French kiss.
You need to stop using your tongue like it's a dart. You don't go like this with your tongue.
One time I was kissing this guy and he was like a machine, or like a lizard, just like tongue darting in and out of my mouth. It was awful.
I've had someone just act way too mechanical with me, just ramming the tongue back and forth, back and forth. It was like a robot.
I had this one time where she was way too, what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanical. She would be like trying to stick her tongue in like that, and it just wasn't. You can't do it that way.
You don't want to use your tongue as a dart because it will hurt out. It will hurt you. It will hurt out. It will hurt your partner, and it's difficult. It's difficult for them to breathe, and it hurts them. It actually it's like a fighting motion. No, you want to be gentle. Be gentle. Yeah, and because if you hit them like this, you can actually ow. It hurts. It hurts. Ow.
My girlfriend dumped me.
Why?
Well, she told me I was kissing her too much. French kissing her too much.
I know exactly what you need. You need the art of kissing. Did you know there's more than 30 different types of kisses you can give someone? Really? Yeah. There's vacuum kiss, there's liposuction, there's even upside down kiss.
Upside down?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Doc.
Well, during this one date, there was the guy who I guess he was just a little bit over aggressive, and he stuck his tongue so far down my throat that I couldn't breathe, and I actually had to push him away because it just got so out of control.
Well, when we French kissed, I don't know what happened, but he stuck his tongue way too far down in my throat the first time because I started turning blue. I thought I was going to die or something, and I almost had to get taken to the hospital. It was pretty bad. Annie, oh my God, did you hear what happened to Susie?
What happened?
She got rushed to the hospital because she got traumatized from French kissing.
What happened? Are you kidding me?
I'm not sure. All I know is that she got rushed to the hospital in an ambulance, and they had to give her oxygen and everything.
She's turning blue, doctor.
Get her inside quick. She's having trouble breathing.
Doctor, why is she turning blue?
I've never seen a case like this before.
What happened to her? Well, Frankie was making out with me. He gave me a very long French kiss. I must have fainted, and they called the ambulance.
Let's get her down to the x-ray lab right away.
You're gonna be all right, Sally.
I still can't breathe.
These x-rays will tell us if that French kiss did any permanent damage.
Will I ever be able to French kiss again?
Only time will tell, Sally. Only time will tell.
Sally was brought to see Dr. Ronnie Honeycutt because of complications that developed after a serious French kiss from her boyfriend.
Recently, I was rushed to the hospital due to complications from a bad French kiss. I learned my lesson. You can really improve your French kissing technique by learning to breathe through your nose. I've been through a lot of rehabilitation, and things are much better now. My doctor was an expert in the area, and he taught me how to do it perfectly. You taught her?
Yes, I did. At first it was kind of difficult, but then she got the hang of it, and she learned to breathe through her nose during the kiss.
Once when I was French kissing a boy, I could not breathe and I was gagging. And afterwards, I couldn't talk anymore for like 4 hours, and it was terrible.
The problem is you don't want to make your partner gag. Now, I'm going to show you, friends, where you should stop when you're playing chase or playing with the tongue. You see this tongue on the top, how it's trying to excite the tongue on the bottom by moving all the way back like this? Well, friends, get out, tongue, get out. You're too much. You tell your tongue, get out, get that tongue out a little. You don't want to put your tongue over here, because it'll make them gag. If you go this far back on the tongue, this person was going to start to throw up and gag, and so therefore you don't want to go bam, bam, bam like that, because you will make your partner gag. Instead, stay in the front. There's nothing in the back that you need anyway, and play with your partner. But remember, not too far in the back. Yes, that's be a nice tongue. Yeah, there you go. Up in the front of the mouth, and that's the way you'll please your partner.
I've had a French kiss where it's just way too sloppy.
Sloppy kisses are probably worse than gagging kisses. Once you get into it, you think everything is going really nice. If you hear the sucking and the sloppiness and the saliva everywhere, you're doing it wrong.
A lot of people are too sloppy when they kiss. The proper thing to do is to swallow your own saliva.
And you can have towels on hand to deal with the situation.
Once my friend Annie was over, and we were trying to find out what it was like to kiss, and so I suggested that she practice on my uncle, and we snuck into his bedroom because I thought that he was a really sound sleeper. But when we went in there, she kissed him and then did it a second time, and he opened his eyes, and we were like totally petrified. We went running out of the room, almost screaming. We were so scared. Well, I personally like to kiss grapefruits. They're the perfect fruit to kiss to practice French kisses, and they taste good too.
You can actually practice a French kiss on your hand. It's safer, and it can actually be more fun. Let me demonstrate. You may take your hand and you form it like a mouth, and then you stick the thumb through the hand and treat it like a tongue, and you begin to kiss. It's much safer and could be a lot more fun than kissing a boy.
What are you doing?
I practice French kissing more in my mind than physically. I just try to envision really passionate scenes in my head, and that's the way I always envision a French kiss.
When I practice a French kiss, I do it mentally. I pretend I'm kissing like Ryan Phillippe or some like really hot person. I mean, geez, what the heck?
Well, I like to kind of imagine myself French kissing my aunt, if you will. Kind of like in a motherly fashion, taking care of me, showing me, leading me, just kind of walking me through it, if you will. Just a real nice mental picture of me making out with my aunt.
A lot of times I'll do it in my head. I'll pick, if I'm watching a movie or something with a friend, I'll pick an actor or more likely an actress, and I'll try to imagine what it would be like to kiss them in, whatever scene they're acting in.
I usually practice a French kiss mentally. This one time I was at my dentist, and my dentist is like such a hottie. And I went under the gas, and I just started to have these fantasies about French kissing my dentist.
To me, a French kiss is complete oral satisfaction.
French kissing feels great because it's like it's like skinny dipping in chocolate, if you will, or Skittles or something like that. It's like a full body motion and intense feeling.
A French kiss feels like you're slowly just melting into each other.
A French kiss is just bliss because it makes you feel like you're so together.
French kiss feels good. It kind of makes you feel like a babyish, sort of.
The nature of French kissing is it's a regression to the oral level. In fact, lovers often regress to the babyish level. That's why they call each other baby. Baby. Baby.
Baby. Mm-hmm.
A French kiss feels good, kind of because it gives you a lot of attention. It's a lot of personal attention, and it almost like a baby. If you have a baby who just gets so much attention and fondled in so many ways, and everybody wants to carry and hold the baby and hug the baby and kiss the baby, that's pretty much. That's kind of how it makes you feel sometimes.
I love to touch the tip of my tongue to the tip of my girlfriend's tongue. The feeling just gives me goosebumps all over.
I'm now illustrating how the tip of the tongues can play. You want to touch just the tippy tip of the tongues like this. And the tip of the tongue is the most sensitive part. It can taste sweetness, and you want to taste the sweetness of your partner's tongue. You can explore the tip of their tongue. You don't have to go very far in the mouth. You just explore the tip of your tongues. Now watch how the tongues play with each other. The tip is so sensitive, my friends. There are more nerve endings in the tip of the tongue than in any other part of the body. It feels, what can I say, blissful to touch the tip of your tongue.
When I do a French kiss right, and when he does it right, it just feels like we're melting into one person. It's so intense, and afterwards you have just such a great feeling, like, wow.
How do you get boys to French kiss you? What could you do?
Usually when I want a guy to French kiss me, I flirt with him, touch him a little bit.
Getting boys to French kiss you comes in a few different steps. Flirting entails making eye contact and letting them know that you're interested. But they also don't always get the hint about exactly what you want after that, and they might be a little shy. And so it helps to keep your mouth open or lick your lips, get the image of what you're trying to get across into their minds. Be very demonstrative with your mouth, whether it's like getting some kind of food off of your hand, anything. They need a lot of examples.
I find that when I'm going on a date, it helps to wear something that's a little bit trendy and fashionable. I find that it attracts people to me.
Okay, so tell me what you think. Like, Johnny won't French kiss me. He doesn't French kiss me. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. But like now I'm thinking, no, it's him.
He needs to be more orally conscious.
What?
I'm serious. You need to be able to train him to think about different ways to use his mouth. Gum, one of the best things that you can give him. Gum, you don't just chew gum. You play around with it in your mouth. Or sucky candy. You give him candy that he can suck on. It works. Trust me. He's just not thinking about different ways to use his mouth.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'm going to see him tonight, so maybe I'll just like start slipping him the candy.
Yeah. Here's some candy for you.
Thanks.
You said that you like candy, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll just finish eating all this candy. It's really actually yummy. I know how much you like candy, so I went out and bought some candy for you.
What's it for?
Well, maybe if you're done eating it, your tongue will be trained so you actually use it.
I usually try to get a guy to French kiss me if I'm really kind of in the mood. I usually get up close to him, you know, kind of put my body next to his, sometimes try to do a little bit of like an arm stroke kind of thing, and at least give him that tingling sensation and kind of let him know that I want to.
How come you don't ever French kiss me?
I just don't.
Why not?
Well, I'm a little shy.
How come?
Well, when I was little, my dad used to beat me with the broom. I don't like brooms anymore.
Poor baby.
They hit me.
It'll be okay.
Like a rat.
You can still French kiss me though. I'll show you how.
Sometimes when I want a guy to French kiss me, I look them straight in the eye and I hold the look longer than it takes, and it just kind of draws them to me.
Usually, when I'm kissing a guy and I don't want to kiss him anymore, I get him to stop by either biting him or pushing him away.
Okay, I'm having this problem with Pete, and it's disgusting. He French kisses me all the time. Totally inappropriately, in inappropriate places, every single time if I just want to have a nice little kiss. Just while we're driving, anything.
Well, I'll tell you what you need to do.
Please.
Works for me all the time. Bite his tongue. I'll tell you, his tongue will be no match for your teeth. I'm telling you now.
Well, if a guy or a girl is overdoing it, while we're kissing, I'll bite the tip of their tongue a little bit, or I'll pull back and sort of push them away and kind of look to the side, or I'll look at my watch, you know, kind of to let them know that enough is enough. When I want a boy to stop French kissing me, I usually just bite his tongue because it's kind of annoying with it being in my mouth when I don't want it to be.
My tongue, that hurt. Playfully, my friends, you can bite your partner's tongue. With your teeth, you take your teeth and you bite into the tongue. You can bite at the tip, or you can bite a little further back. You can bite really far into the middle, and bite your partner's tongue. It feels good. You bite into the tongue.
The way to get a girl to French kiss you is to begin by building up a relationship with her on a few dates.
When I like a person and you know, we're on a date and our feet accidentally touch against, you know, underneath the table, it really it sends waves through your body. You know, it's really a very unbelievable feeling, and especially when the relationship is new, you really get that that tingly feeling where you feel, it's just like this energy, this wonderful energy going through you, and it's so new.
I like to flirt by just staying close, keep arms around her, just keep a conversation going, tickle her, just something, make jokes, get her to laugh, get her to know you show a little interest. French kiss me.
I just don't like it.
Why?
I got suffocated once.
Come on, it's easy. Just put your hand in the mouth.
Okay.
Make like a mouth. Now put your other thumb through it just like a tongue.
Okay.
And like that. See, I'll show you. It's easy.
Okay.
That's too much tongue. Oh,
oh, sorry.
The way I French kiss is I have my mouth open slightly, and I don't put my tongue in too far.
While French kissing, I like just touch the very tip of the tongue and then just kind of flick her just a little bit, just so she feels it.
I like to, with my tongue, I gotta go in and roll around, and I pull out, kind of like a little game of tag, if you will. Then I like to kind of tickle her tongue and bite it and suck it.
Usually I move my tongue like around the other person's tongue or lick their lips.
During a kiss, I kind of like to rub my tongue a little bit along my partner's to get a little bit of a vibration.
French kissing, when you have the tongues, I like, if I know it's going to be a decent amount of time, which there's nothing better than a really long French kiss, is just to start out with, the light contact, almost like teasing. It's right there, you hang in the balance, and then it's just like the floodgates open. Then it's like, then you sneak in and go, and then the longer it goes, I love starting to play the game of like, I got you, you got to get me, I'm going around here, I'm hiding, so, and then it involves the rest of the mouth, like slide your tongue along the roof, and get them or underneath their tongue, really sensitive under there.
So I like to take the tongue and just suck it into my mouth with a little bit of power there, just to show, hey, I'm the boss.
With my tongue, I usually like to just gently feel his tongue a little bit, but very gently, because it's not something that I don't like to have his tongue completely in my mouth or my tongue completely in his mouth. Just very gentle, touching each other's tongues, kind of rolling a little bit. That's about it, yeah. Sometimes I like to just have our lips so that they're almost like biting each other. That can be kind of a nice way to do it too.
What I like about licking her tongue, about touching her tongue, is that intimacy. That feeling that you two are together, and you're really feeling everything that each of you has, and that feeling goes such a long way. It's so rudimentary, but it's so special.
French kisses should start out slow, with the tongues lightly touching each other. But after that, when you start to really get into it and you get the hands moving and everything else, it's great to suck the tongue and to bite and to really get into it. I mean, the more activity there is, the hotter it is.
During a French kiss, I bite my partner's tongue just a little bit, just so she feels it, and then I quickly remove my teeth and suck on it just so it doesn't hurt anymore.
I like to French kiss by spelling my name out with my tongue. Me and my friends came up with it, and sometimes we try to do the alphabet with our tongue, so it's kind of fun.
My boyfriend and I kind of like to play chase, where we chase each other's tongues around a little bit, kind of like a game. Move the tongues around each other, kind of dancing.
With my tongue, I like to kind of put it back and forth between our mouths, because it's kind of like chasing the tongues, and I feel like I never want it to stop.
What you do is you vary the tongue action. You go slow, fast, hard, soft. You have to play chase with the tongue. You know what I mean, Bridget?
You play chase with your partner's tongue, and this tongue will come forward, and it'll spunk into this tongue like this. And this tongue will go forward, and it'll hit this tongue like this. And then the tongues will go up and down, in a flickering motion. Flicker, flicker, flicker your tongue on your partner's tongue. That is good. Now we're going to show you how to play chase by pushing your partner's tongue. With this tongue, we'll push while this one will retract. And then, now you come forward on the left here, and you push this tongue out.
One trick that I do when I French kiss is I steal my boyfriend's candies out of his mouth, and they taste better that way.
When we kiss, I think it's a lot of fun when you, like, pass candy back and forth, you know, when I take it from him and everything. But my guy, he just does not like that. He ends up taking the candy from me, and it's not supposed to work like that.
I love it when my partner passes a piece of candy from her mouth to mine. It's just not only getting the flavor of the candy, but getting the flavor of her.
One trick you can do while French kissing is to steal the candy out of your partner's mouth. Notice this girl is having trouble getting it. That's because you're not supposed to let your partner get it. Make it difficult for them. Tease them. You've got to fight for your right to that candy.
A trick that's kind of funny when you're French kissing somebody is, I mean, this is only for more somebody that you're a little closer to. You wouldn't want to do this to a complete stranger. But if they're not expecting it, you can kind of just blow a big gust of air in their mouth and their cheeks blow out like a chipmunk. It's really funny.
I remember the first time I got vacuum kissed, it was weird. All the air just got sucked out of my mouth and my lungs, and I felt like I was like deflating or something.
One trick that I'll use during French kissing is I like to kind of suck the air out of my partner a little bit. That hopefully, you know, it feels good when people do that to me, so that's something that I like to try.
Another great trick is the vacuum kiss. You suck the air out of your partner's mouth and lungs. You can actually deflate them. Look, she's getting deflated. Now he's blowing in and he's inflating her. You treat your partner like a rubber doll. The vacuum kiss.
Or I like a boy to take his hands and go all over my back like this.
Usually when I'm French kissing someone, I like them to move their hands all over my body, playing with my hair, touching the back of my neck, my arms.
Kissing and French kissing is best done like multitasking. Kissing is one art, and the hands are a very necessary part to pull it off. I really like a guy to move his hands up my arm. The softer and the slower, the better.
During a French kiss, I like it when she caresses my face kind of a little like this, or she goes up like this and she starts pulling down tight right before it starts to hurt.
Well, I like to I like for her to start off kind of gentle, but then I like to get aggressive. I want her to pull me in and kind of squeeze my butt real nice.
When I'm being French kissed, I usually like to have my arms stroked. That's my favorite type of action somebody could do for me, or stroke my back a little bit. Just anything gentle that kind of gives me like a little tingling sensation, or pushing my hair back out of the way, out of my face, makes me feel like he wants to see my face.
Well, when I'm kissing a person, I really love them to use their hands. There are a couple of really sensitive parts. You know, if they touch right here, that's really a turn on. My neck and my ears are also super, super sensitive. One other thing is, you know, right here, you know, right above my butt is a really super sensitive part. And, you know, if they can squeeze me really hard, almost like a corset, when we're French kissing, that's really great.
I like her to pull my hair because it shows that she's really excited about what's going on.
When I snuggle with my boyfriend, I like to pull him close and just hold him in my arms and kiss him.
Usually I like to actually sit on the guy's lap while I'm kissing him, you know, cuddling that way.
I really like to get into the person. Sometimes if we're snuggling, you know, on a couch or something like this, I really like to put my legs around them. I like to kind of get up real close like this. A lot of the time, I love to put my arms around them like this and get, as close as I can.
I love French kissing in the car because people can watch you while you're doing it, and I like when people watch me.
Cars are very intimate places, and it's one of those opportunities where you get to sit right next to each other as opposed to a movie theater or a classroom or wherever else you might get to sit by each other. And so it's great to be pressed right up next to. And there doesn't have to be a whole lot of touching or moving around involved, but just the pressure of having the area from your knee up to your hip up against your boyfriend like that. It's very exciting.
When we kiss in a car, our position is like really tricky sometimes. Like we'll end up hitting against the steering wheel. Sometimes we'll end up like somehow sitting on the steering wheel. And then, like his butt will sometimes be like rubbed up against the window, and it's really tricky. We kind of like almost turn upside down.
You really do have to be careful when you're French kissing in a car. Sometimes a couple will get in such a convoluted position when they're French kissing that the guy will actually fall out the window.
A French kiss should last until I can't breathe anymore.
On a first date, a French kiss should never last more than 60 seconds.
What about our first date? We French kissed for longer than 2 minutes, I think.
I have never French kissed Dr. Honeycutt.
I think a good French kiss should last about 3 or 4 minutes.
A good French kiss shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't drag out. It should be about 4 or 5 minutes.
A French kiss should last however long it's going good. I mean, the minute it gets intense, maybe you want to carry it on for a little longer. If it gets sloppy, then you just want to kind of cut it out a little bit. But I would say average about 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, I think it should last for at least 4 to 5 minutes, or until she passes out.
A French kiss should last anywhere from a minute to 10 minutes if it's a really intense makeout session.
A French kiss should last, well, hopefully as long as possible. Now, it depends on the situation. In public, you can sneak in a quick French kiss, like almost like, did their tongues just touch? No. So quick. But then you can, if it's just the two of you, it can seem like go on forever.
Another time I was French kissing somebody, and this was all my fault. I was getting so excited and into it, and all of a sudden I realized I was getting a little bit lightheaded, and I panicked and couldn't figure out what exactly it was I was doing wrong. And again, I didn't want to say anything, but I felt like I was just going to pass out. I could feel my skin turning, blue, or the red, all the blood rushing to my face, and I'd forgotten to breathe through my nose.
Of course, the proper way to kiss is kissing by not breathing through your mouth. You must breathe through your nose. I don't understand why anybody would want to breathe through their mouth when they're kissing. Let me demonstrate on my able assistant, Bridget Fontaine.
No. Well, I think that usually a French kiss should last about, depending, if you know the person really well, it should last about 4 to 5 minutes. If you're just meeting them, a kind of a fleeting kiss at first is a little bit better, just, with a little bit of the tongue. But once you get involved in a relationship, it's great if you can get really, really into it and kind of roll around. And so I like to get more into it, get a little bit more length once I know the person better.
A lot of people wonder, when I'm French kissing, what is my partner thinking? Well, we developed an alpha brainwave reader which allows us to hear the actual thoughts of two people while they're French kissing. Let's listen in.
Oh,
Feels so good.
he's so heavenly.
I love her.
I need him.
I want her.
I want him.
God save
I'm
me. It
so
feels
crazy
good.
for him.
I'm mad about her.
I love his
I
mouth,
need her tongue,
his teeth,
her lips,
his arms.
her body.
Oh, God.
Damn.
God, I've never been kissed so long.
I wonder when she's gonna stop.
I can hardly breathe.
I'm suffocating.
I'm not going to stop first. He'll think I don't like him.
I've got to keep this
There's
kiss
no
going.
turning back now that I've started.
I'm in for the long haul.
I hope he gets tired
When is
soon.
she ever going to quit?
This is getting ridiculous.
I have work to do. Give me a break,
Let's knock
honey.
it off already.
I wonder what I'm gonna make for dinner.
I need some groceries.
I have to be getting home soon. When is it going
I
to
better break
end?
this off.
I've gotta call it quits.
If
But
I
she'll
stop,
never
he'll think
forgive me
I'm
if
a
I
wimp.
do. Please, please stop.
Let up, will you?
I'm begging you to stop.
I wish he'd break off.
Leave me alone.
Let me be. God, he's so darn into it. I'm getting asphyxiated.
God, help me.
Please. Please.
Begging you, help me.
Please.
We're now going to give you advice from boys and girls about what they wish their partners would do. Friends, if you listen to this part of the tape over and over with an open mind and take these suggestions seriously, your partners will say, "How did you learn to kiss like that?"
What I would hope that girls would do is just open their mouths just a little bit more so they can be more of a part of the French kiss. You know, not just a receiver, but a giver as well.
One thing I wish girls would do when they're French kissing is open their mouth a little bit more and get a little more active into the kiss. It'd make it a lot better.
I wish the guys of America would take things a little bit slower. I know there's something very erotic about sticking tongues in people's mouths, but it's nice to start out a little bit slower and then work into it before you get into all of the heavy-duty stuff.
Just some advice for the boys. It's nice when you kiss and you're actually able to breathe. You didn't lose anything down my throat. You don't need to fish for anything down my throat. So enable me to breathe and your kiss will last a lot longer. I wish boys would just be more gentle and go slower when they French kiss. And on top of that, maybe not slobber as much.
I wish guys would realize that there's nothing back here that they need to get to. The kissing and all of the interesting areas are more up front and in the roof of the mouth and in the lips, and you don't need to gag your date in order to get something out of the French kiss.
I wish boys would, once in a while, like, let me lead. You know, just because they're guys doesn't mean they have to be in control all the time. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna, like, get a whip or anything, but just let me lead once in a while, you know, make it more interesting.
One thing I would really like to see would be more French kisses from girls and use their tongue more, because they tend not to. They're really shy and they keep it back. But I'd really like it if they just came out and just gave more French kisses.
I just wish that girls would use their tongues more. I wish girls would be more aggressive with their, you know, with their tongues, you know, like really being forceful with it, you know, moving it around in certain ways, really so we feel it. You know, so we can feel that tongue there. It feels good.
If you're still having problems with your French kisses after watching this tape, try therapy. There are some good therapists out there.
Doc, I have a problem. You see, I'm afraid of French kissing.
Why?
Because I was French kissing this guy one time and I almost suffocated. I turned blue and everything. It was horrible.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have this new therapy. It's called kissing and cuddling.